Brain Performance Center. Did you know every year 1.5 million Americans suffer a brain injury? Oftentimes we think of sports concussions, athletic events, but brain injuries are a part of everyday life. In 2014, the largest cause of death and disability from brain injury was simple falls. We fall in our home, we fall down walking out to get in our car. They happen all the time. I've been in ICU twice as a result of falls. The first time, the neurologist told me, "You've lost your sense of smell, and it's doubtful you'll ever get it back." Well, at that point in time, I had two baby twin boys. I had just finished an MBA program, just finished a leadership program. I thought, I can live with that. Not a problem. It's what they didn't tell me that I had a problem living with. And that was I had lost my visual processing. I've always been an avid reader. And I don't want to date myself, but I have to say I grew up reading Nancy Drew mysteries. And all of a sudden, after the brain injury, I had no interest in reading. Now, with twin baby boys, I didn't have any time to read. But as they grew older and I would have had an opportunity, the only thing I wanted to pick up was a People magazine. I still read People, but People's written at a first grade level. And it's many times with brain injuries, there's so many more things that we don't know, that we're not aware of. My mom suffered a stroke, and I'll never forget the joy on her face when she was able to put her socks on all by herself. If I knew then what I know now, I could have been more attuned and been a better coach for her. I didn't stop and think about the cognitive aspects. Her memory had certainly seemed to be on the decline, but she was getting older. And I didn't pay attention to her emotional well-being as well as I should have. And it's just, I was so focused on the physical aspect. And brain injury hits you physically, mentally, emotionally, and sometimes spiritually. So I wanted to give you just 5 things, 5 ideas for you to use, because we all know someone that's had a brain injury. Really think of yourself as a coach. And the first thing to do is help them stay present in the moment. You can use mindfulness, and if you're mindful, then you can be aware of what you're grateful for. Don't get worried about the past or worried about the future. Stay present. The second thing is help them to not be focused on the actual event. And sometimes our life ended when we had the accident. And that's where things start from. Help them broaden their view and not just focus on the event. The third thing is help them turn on their brain a little differently. Be their noticing brain. Look around. Wow, it's so nice today. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? Help them to expand the way they look at things. Next is encourage them to be curious about life, not judgmental. After a traumatic brain injury, things are either good or they're bad. So encourage them to be a little bit more curious. Well, you're not having a good day. How could you make that a better day? How could I help you? And then the last thing is just fundamental self-care. Help them remember to take care of themselves. And above all else, stay in touch. Let people know that you do care. Send them a text. If they don't respond to the text, let them know. I didn't hear back from you. I'm worried about you. Remember the book, Turn Your Brain On to Get Your Game On. It's all about the brain.